Hi guys, welcome to Fitzgerald Fishing, and this is our next video. Okay, so today I'm explaining my fishing tackle. I have a lot of tackle. I'm only 10 years old, but I love to fish. It's one of my favorite things to do. And first I'm going to start off with my rods and reels. So, first I have a Shimano DC SOX. Actually, inside of this, it has like a computer chip where it helps to stop the line, so you can't you can backlash, because I've had a respool like twice. One time I got hung in a bush and then I went to cast and it was awful. I actually have a picture of that. I'm not gonna put that on there, but so it's a pretty nice rod. I'm a left-handed when it comes to bait caster. I like that better because on my spinning reels I'm used to left-handed. I have some of them right-handed that were gifted to me, some of my friends and some of the people that I know. But one tip when you're other fishing and you're trying to catch a big one, if you get a big fish, before you even start casting, check your drag. Because if you don't have a good drag set, it's going to just snap. Depending on the line. But more than likely, you're not going to go out there throwing a worm on 60-pound braid that is going to get broken off. So that was my first, and on a favorite Phantom fishing rod. It's a medium heavy, 7-foot, and I use it for all of the stuff I really like to use. Just like overall. Now this, I have a, this is my topwater rod that I normally use. It has 65-pound braid, so I can, like, if I'm throwing like a frog, I can flip it through weeds and stuff. I have a bait caster, 65-pound braid with a Abu Garcia. I don't know how to say this, but it's a 7-11 rod. It's medium heavy. Okay, it barely even shakes. Like when you get a fish, it just barely goes down. But yeah. This is my next rod. It is like my catfish rod. It has 30-pound braid, Power Pro, that I bought at Bass Pro Shops. This is like I can't get this hook off, but if you can see that, it's a catfish hook that I use with a pretty decent sized bobber, because catfish in the pond that I'm normally fishing are pretty decent, 15-20 pound catfish. And you do catch them dings every now and then, but yeah. So, sticking to heavy rods. This right here, big deep sea rod. I like to use this for deep sea. I used it on the pier one year. My drag's already set. But I like to use such a Shockwave Pro that I got. I forgot where I got it. Maybe a few years ago. But it's a really good reel. I use it for a lot of my ocean fishing. I'm in ocean fishing, just off the shore, not a lot at all. But I did it like twice maybe. And I've tried to fish with like swim shad in the ocean, but that's, I normally can't catch a lot of them because I've never been ocean fishing and I don't like research and stuff about ocean fishing. But yeah, so this is like the first reel I started really bass fishing with. It's a mock speed spool with a mock speed stick rod on it, because it's a pretty good rod. It has, I don't know if it's a white or a medium, but I have 3 of these and I use them a lot. Like, it's that and my Shimano reel, I use that a ton. On to the next rod. Now this one I use for a lot of bluegill and catfish, and it's not supposed to come out. But with this one, I broke off on like a 20-pound catfish on this. I was so mad. But I normally use it for like bluegill fishing. It's a tiny light. I have like maybe 6-pound test on it. Crappie, bluegill, any of that. And then I have 2 rods that are just extra, like if I get a new bait caster anytime soon. This is a Denali Zini X, 7-foot medium heavy. This is a Lose Mach 1 speed stick. I had this one on my Shimano before I got the favorite rod. But yeah, as pretty good rod collection that I have. I like to use all of these because I love fishing and I love to do it in my spare time. And when I have really nothing to do, I play video games and fish and play sports. I like to play football. You know, just stuff that other boys like to do. After I get my rods put up, I'm going to show you I can make these rods. I'm going to show you my tackle collection that I like to use. Okay, so I have a big Planko tackle box. Oh, where's my screen zoomed in? Big Planko tackle box. It's a two-story. Keep all like my extra stuff that I don't really need a lot in the bottom row, but stuff that I use a lot, I use in the top row. So on this one, I love using. I just make this in this two-story. Like I said, use most of my stuff that I don't use. I'm gonna just give you a quick glance, and then I'm gonna show you. Pretty good little tackle box. Pliers. I don't know if they're in there right now. And start showing you. So, give it one go first. Okay. So the first one I have, this is most of these are summertime. I haven't really got into a lot of fall fishing yet, but these are some Zoom regular. I don't know what kind of tail these are, but usually some of them. Senko. Never beat a Senko. Green Pumpkin Senko. Never can beat it. Same thing with Fluke. Never beat a Fluke. Even a Super Fluke. Got a comment on one I got a reply on a video one time. I was talking about, man, I'm not doing too well in this fishing. He's like, oh, Fluke. Or Super Fluke or whatever, I don't know. Oh, one thing I love to use is these crawl from Lose. Go check them out. They're a Lose. I forgot what they're called. Super Salt Plus Z Crawl. I use the junior and the senior. Here's a pack of the seniors. I'll show you the size comparison. The juniors are pretty small. These are pretty big. I normally catch 2-3 pounders on these. So these catch pretty big fish too. But if you want to catch a big one and use a crawdad, I normally use these Zoom ones. Here's another pack. I have 2 packs of these because I love Senkos so much. Another pack of Senkos. I'm going to use that pack of Senkos. Oh, another pack of Senkos. I have one more left. And my last 2. Favorite of all. This is what the junior looks like. It's actually pretty small. Not as big as my hand. Senior's probably about as big as my hand. Zoom, great worm company. And I love their worms. Now this. I like this rather in pumpkin, but still, with this red flare and the green pumpkin, I really love baits like this. Okay, my number 1 soft plastic of all time. The Guggen Squad Bandito bug. Like, you can't beat this. You can put it on jigs, Texas rig. I think one of my friends said Nico rig, but I was like, But yeah. There's my worm collection. Then here, let me show you real quick. In this front pocket, I just have like bobbers and hooks and ones that already have the hooks and stuff like that. In this next pocket, I just have like crankbaits. This is a pretty good crankbait. It's I think a KVD 1.5 or a little bit smaller than a 1.5. These down here, this is like chasing shad stuff. Same thing with the Guggen Squad, maybe like on the river where it's bigger. And this KVD 1.5. I think it's a 1.5. I don't know. but I lost like a, not gonna lie to you, maybe like a 7 on a bigger one. The pond, I was so hyped because my friends were with me and we didn't catch one that whole time. Yeah, but I almost caught him. Because there's some 10, 12s in that pond I normally fish in that I was just talking about. But yeah, that's a good pond. And this is also a really good bait. I think it's a live target swim bait. This one really, I've had so many bites on this. This one really imitates a bluegill really well. I have a rattle trap on one of my speed sticks right there. That it looks so good. It's a rattle trap, but it's pretty heavy. So I don't like to throw it in like shallow stuff because it'll get hung and then it's not too good from there. Now this right here, I need to trim these, but this is a pretty good frog. Gives you both angles. I don't like the skirt. I like the skirt to be maybe that long at most. But I just got this frog a few days ago. It's got some green pumpkin in the tail. Pretty good frog, honestly. Now rooster tails, bluegill, crappie, you catch a ton of them. I'm just saying, if you go to a pond that's pretty good with bluegill, you throw a rooster tail, you will smack bluegill like crazy. You will have so many bluegill, it'll just be amazing. And I got these like Cabela's. Wait, what do you say Cabela's on them? Right there. I don't know if you can see that. Right there on my finger. But just good. They have like a razor blade, saw blade, just a regular screws, and different stuff. That normally like a big pair of pliers would have. And like for ponds and stuff, I like to use these little, if I can get one out, these little lead worms, not worms, little lead weights that are like this. Why is my skin so pink? Like that. And then when I'm fishing like rivers and stuff that I'm going really hard and I know that I'm not going to lose or going to get hung on anything, I will throw, golly, I can't get this out. I think this is a 1/4 ounce tungsten. They're different because I forgot which type of weight they are, but like, for example, some of these, I'm just picking a random one out. Some of these lead weights, the hole in the top is like smushed together, so you can't get the line in, so you have to waste a whole weight. Like, say for instance that, you can barely fit anything in that compared to the hole in this one. Because the line can barely fit, especially if you're using like braid that I talked about a few minutes ago, especially if you're using like braid and stuff. You will not be able to use that very well. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my collection of chatterbaits from least to greatest. Now this one's probably my least. It's a great chatterbait, but I don't have a trailer on it right now. I was fishing a pond at my friend's house, and I lost the trailer because one bit it off or something. I don't even know. Okay, leave this one for last over here. This is also a great chatterbait, chartreuse and white, like after it rains, after there's not a lot of clarity in the water. Even if there is a good amount of clarity, you can still throw stuff like that will attract fish and stuff like that. Okay, when I started fishing, I normally didn't fish with like trailers and stuff like that. I would just fish, like, say this trailer's not here. I would fish with like just a regular skirt, and I promise you, if you start fishing with trailers, you will catch 25 to 50% more fish. Because just the chatter, it'll probably attract them pretty well. But when they see the tail of the thing flaring up, it'll be crazy. They'll go crazy for the chatterbait. Now, I mean, chatterbait's one of my favorite baits of all time. Or, as a great YouTuber said, chatter donks. Comment below if you know who that is. Now, this chatterbait was gifted to me by a great fisherman, Andy Morgan. This right here, I have a Guggen Squad Bandito bug on it. It is a Thunder Cricket green pumpkin 1/4 ounce head. I just love it because it covers a lot of water. some good amount of heaviness, and it's just pretty good overall bait for almost any type of fishing you want to do, except for like bluegill and crappie and stuff like that. Now this bait right here, I like to use like when fish are schooling, and I like jerk it through the water, because in the water, I don't know if you can see this, but there's like, yeah, you can. There's like shining stuff in that. So it flares out in the water. When those little bait fish are getting chased by bass, they will come up and eat that. And now my favorite frog, the leg frog. So when you're in water, the legs will flop up and make so much water flare up, it's crazy. So now I'm going to show you this right here. We have the whopper plopper. Sorry, the whopper plopper right there. I like to use that in ponds, rivers, lakes. Great bait for fishing in like ponds and rivers and stuff. That, the spook and the buzz bait, two great baits that I like to use. And now these are my poppers. I have a little popper, a frog down in there. I don't know if you can see it right there. It has actually, you see that big tail right there? It actually has a rubber flopping tail that goes up in the water, and it propels when you're in the water. So it'll come up and come up and come up, and the bass, that'll react the bass to come up and eat it. Now, I'm just going to show you my top 3 jigs that I like to throw. I'm going to show them to you right here. So, number 3, this is a green pumpkin with some pumpkin and brown colored in it. I like to use this one just because it's an all good universal braid with a zoom crawdad. This is one of the older style crawdads. They had that worm that I had. It's kind of like that. In second place, it looks like it has blood on it for like fish. I think this is a Kitech swim bait. I think we customized this, but this is a bluegill. I don't know, you can't see it that well probably, but this is a bluegill. There you go. And I dipped the tail in like a chartreuse. One reason to make them hold on to the bait longer, and that'll attract them to come up and get the bait. And my final and best jig that I have. It actually is a swim jig, and it's my favorite. So you can see the skirt is like a green pumpkin with red flake, and that's the exact same color I bought in the Bandito bug, which matches perfectly. And I love just throwing that because ponds, rivers, lakes. I don't normally throw jigs as much in the transition to fall into winter or summer into fall, but I will throw them in a lot in summer. And going into spring, if I were you, I would get a white jig that imitates a shad. Anything that imitates a shad that won't get hooked in the grass as easily, and get like a white style bait, like this right here, like this color. I would probably want to throw a spook in winter, or like spawning season, spring. Throw this on the beds, and it'll be just money. You will catch so many fish if you, or like flip a lizard onto a bed, and the lizard will come up thinking that the lizard is gonna eat the big mama egg, and the big old 8-10 pound mom will come up and eat the lizard, and you just set the hook, and you have an 8-pounder. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Fitzgerald Fishing.